Bonjour et bienvenue à Let's Learn French with Saroj. Aujourd'hui, d'abord, nous allons commencer en connaissant les différents groupes de verbes en français et puis nous allons apprendre le premier groupe de verbes en détail. Qu'est-ce qu'un verbe? Qu'est-ce qu'un verbe? A verb is a word or a phrase that describes an action or a state of being. It also specifies when the action or the state of being takes place, whether it takes place in the past, in the present, or in the future. In French, conjugated forms of a verb are derived from its basic form called the infinitive. In English, the infinitive is formed by adding to in front of the verb. For example, to eat, to walk, to drink, to speak, to sleep, etc. In French, the infinitive forms are identified by verb endings er, ir, and re. French verbs are classified into three groups. Premier group, first group. These are regular verbs ending in er in the infinitive form except aller, which is an irregular verb. Deuxième group, second group. These are regular verbs ending in ir in the infinitive form. Troisième group, third group. These are irregular verbs ending in re, ir, oir in the infinitive form. Les verbes ER en français. So this is the largest and an important group of verbs. And here are some examples of common regular ER verbs in French. Arriver, aimer, chanter, parler, demander, montrer, visiter, donner, penser, danser, écouter, regarder, jouer, habiter, porter, travailler, fermer, chercher, trouver, laver, passer, rêver, voler et rester. Comment conjuguer ces verbes? So to conjugate the present tense of a regular ER verb, remove its infinitive ending ER and replace with the appropriate endings for each subject pronoun. Example, porter, which means to bear or to carry. Remove the infinitive ER and it is left with porte, the stem. To this add E, ES, E, ONS, EZ, ENT. Voici la conjugaison du verbe porter au présent de l'indicatif. Je porte, tu portes, il porte, elle porte, on porte, nous portons, vous portez, il porte, elle porte. Je répète, je porte, tu portes, il porte, elle porte, on porte, nous portons, vous portez, il porte, elle porte. So here the je porte, tu portes, il, elle, on porte and il, elle porte plural have the same pronunciation for its endings and are all silent, whereas the endings for nous and vous are pronounced. Now let's have a look at another conjugation with another common ER verb. Regarder, to look at or to watch. au présent de l'indicatif. Je regarde, tu regardes, il regarde, elle regarde, on regarde, nous regardons, vous regardez, il regarde, elle regarde. So you would have noticed the pronunciation is the same for all forms except nous and vous, the first person and second person plural. So all the regular ER verbs follow the same pattern except a small change for verbs which are ending in GER and CER. Now let's have a look at the verb ending in GER. Par exemple, manger, which means to eat, au présent de l'indicatif. Je mange, tu manges, il mange, elle mange, on mange, nous mangions, vous mangez, il mange, elle mange. So here you can notice the difference in the conjugation with the first person plural. Nous mangions. You have an E after the G. Now let's try another verb with the same ending as GER. Voyager, to travel, au présent de l'indicatif. Je voyage, tu voyages, il voyage, elle voyage, on voyage, nous voyagions, vous voyagez, il voyage, elle voyage. So again, if you could notice the E for the first person plural, nous voyagions. Now let's see the last verb ending in CER. Lancer, to throw, au présent de l'indicatif. Je lance, tu lances, il lance, elle lance, on lance, nous lançons, vous lancez, il lance, elle lance. So the only change in this conjugation is the first person plural, which is nous lançons. So the form of the C is changed. A cedilla is added to the C, and in French we call it as une cédille, a cedilla. So with verbs ending in OYER and UYER, the Y changes to I in all forms except nous and vous, that is first person and second person plural. Few examples of these verbs are employer, se noyer, nettoyer, essuyer, ennuyer, appuyer, envoyer. So let's see the conjugation of verb envoyer, which means to send, au présent de l'indicatif. J'envoie. You could notice the E is removed here for je and an apostrophe is added to J because the verb begins with the vowel. So it is j'envoie, tu envoies, il envoie, elle envoie, on envoie, nous envoyons, vous envoyez, ils envoient, elles envoient. Now let us look at another verb, essuyer, which means to wipe, au présent de l'indicatif. J'essuie, tu essuies, il essuie, elle essuie, on essuie, nous essuyons, vous essuyez, ils essuient, elles essuient. But with verbs ending in a, y, er, it is acceptable to use y or I for all subject pronouns except nous and vous. That is, the first person and second person plural. Par exemple, payer, which means to pay, au présent de l'indicatif. Je paye, tu payes, il paye, elle paye, on paye, nous payons, vous payez, il paye, elle paye. So two examples of this type are balayer, which means to sweep, essayer, which means to try. With verbs ending in ETER, EGER, etc., the accent aigu, that is the E with acute accent before the consonant, changes into accent grave, that is E with grave accent for je, tu, il, elle, on and il, elle plural, but not for nous and vous, that is the first person and second person plural. Examples of such verbs are compléter, céder, posséder, différer, révéler, protéger et inquiéter. Inquiéter, which means to worry. Au présent de l'indicatif. J'inquiète. So here again, the verb begins with a vowel and so the E is removed for je. J'inquiète, tu inquiètes, il inquiète, elle inquiète, on inquiète, nous inquiétons, vous inquiétez, ils inquiètent, elles inquiètent. Most of the verbs ending in ETER, ENER, ELER, etc., the E before the consonant changes into E with grave accent, which we say it in French as accent grave. For je, tu, il, elle, on, il, elle plural, but not for nous and vous, that is the first person and second person plural. Exemple, acheter, which means to buy, au présent de l'indicatif. J'achète, tu achètes, il achète, elle achète, on achète, nous achetons, vous achetez, ils achètent, elles achètent. So few examples of such verbs are emmener, enlever, lever, amener, harceler et geler. So few verbs ending in ELER, ETER follow a different pattern. The consonant between the two E doubles itself for je, tu, il, elle, on and il, elle plural, but not for nous and ou, the first person and the second person plural. So some examples are appeler, to call, épeler, to spell, jeter, to throw, projeter, to project, rejeter, to reject. So conjugaison du verbe épeler, to spell, au présent de l'indicatif. J'épelle, tu épelles, il épelle, elle épelle, on épelle, nous épellons, vous épellez, ils épellent, elles épellent. Now we are going to fill in the gaps using the verbs in brackets with its appropriate endings. Numéro 1. Number 1. Pierre. The verb to use is chercher le livre à la bibliothèque. Numéro 2. Number 2. Nous. The verb is protéger les gens contre la violence. Numéro 3. Number 3. Mon mari. The verb to use voyager souvent dans d'autres pays. Numéro 4. Number 4. Le gouvernement. The verb to use lever des impôts sur les marchandises importées. Numéro 5. Number 5. La femme. The verb to use jeter des graines aux oiseaux. Numéro 6. Number 6. Vous. The verb to use penser qu'elle joue bien. So the answer for the first question, Pierre cherche le livre à la bibliothèque. Now you can pause your video here and you can write down your answers and we can verify the answers after you finish. Now let's check the answers. Numéro 2, number 2. Nous protégions les gens contre la violence. Numéro 3, number 3. Mon mari voyage souvent dans d'autres pays. Numéro 4, number 4. Le gouvernement lève des impôts sur les marchandises importées. Numéro 5, number 5. La femme jette des graines aux oiseaux. Numéro 6, number 6. Vous pensez qu'elle joue bien. I hope and I wish you enjoyed the session. See you in the next session as a continuation of this one with the remaining groups of verbs. Merci à tous.